Hello and welcome. This episode is going to talk about emailing from Uptime Pro. You'll see across the top of the screen we have several icons through the top. On the far right is actually the email icon. Now we can click on that email icon and this will show you a list of emails that are inbound from outside your dealership or distributorship. In this particular instance, I'm in a test system, so I'm not showing any details here, so you won't see any emails, but we'll switch to a slide here in just a second to show you what that looks like. But in a live version, I can choose which branch I want to see emails from. I can see what's unmatched, what's in my inbox, what's unhandled, what's been sent, and so on. So as a quick review, we're going to just switch over into the PowerPoint side and just show you what an unhandled inbox looks like in inbox. So unmatched is, again, any email that came in from the system that didn't really have an RO associated with it, and it allows you to match that, and we'll show you that in just a second. Unhandled is where we're at right now, and the unhandled tab now gives us a list of emails that haven't been handled. When we click on those, you'll be able to actually click on handled on the right hand side of the screen or rematch it to a different RO, however you want to handle that. But if idea is so that someone's handled it, someone else isn't working on it, and that's why we want to jump on that quickly and get that flag done. On the other side, when we have an unmatched email that comes into the system, when you click on that and then click the match button, it will give you the ability to match it to an RO. And we give you several opportunities to search that out. You can obviously search directly for the email. You can actually look for the A status. We can choose a different branch, and then we can actually assign it to a specific RO that we see down below. Okay, so back onto the live view of email. So going back to ShopAd, let's talk about how we send emails. What's the trick to doing that? Generally pretty simple. We can click on the ellipse on the left-hand side of the screen, and it'll give us the ability to actually send an email right from here, or we can actually open the RO by clicking on the RO or clicking Open RO, and it gives us another functionality to be able to send an email directly from the RO. Here we just have the send email icon. Clicking on that, pretty self-explanatory, and I clicked send text. I meant to click on send email. So as that opens up, we can send emails to contacts that we have built into the DMS. Typically, if we have a preferred contact already selected, it will pre-populate that in the to side. On the from, if I have the ability to change which branch I'm sending an email from, if I'm from a branch in Nashville and I work in Knoxville, I'll be able to change the branch if I happen to be temporarily assigned to that branch. So things to keep in mind there. But it will default to the owner of the RO. So if the owner of the RO is Nashville, it'll default to the Nashville email address. I said we have a preferred contact loaded. How do I know that? If I click on the to link, it will open up my contacts that I have to select from to be able to add emails to. So in this case here, I have this particular individual. I can add that person, add another one if there's a long list. The other thing that Uptime Pro will do is if you free type an email for someone, it will remember that also. So if you start typing that, you'll see that I have my address here from a different RO, completely different RO, but it remembers who I am. So a word of advice, if you free type an email address in here, double check it, make sure it's right. Otherwise, it'll stay in there for quite a long time and we'll need our support team to remove that for you. So we can do that. We don't change the subject line, keep that locked in. Another trick as we get into utilizing Service Tracker more, sending emails and flagging them as public is a good, maybe redundant way to get folks to start utilizing Service Tracker. But when we send the email out, we do two things if it's flagged as public. Obviously sends an email to the customer, lets them respond to it, but it'll also put that information in their Service Tracker system, and that will give them the ability to start moving over toward Service Tracker so that we can then just start adding public comments to Uptime Pro and make our lives much, much easier. So that's all for the demo for today. Thank you very much for your time and have a great week.